G'day everyone, it's Pat from Pat's Ever Music, and I'm really excited to show you all my favorite guitar bridge, the EVERTUNE Bridge. Now I'm going to show you exactly what it is, how it works, and how this thing keeps your guitar in tune forever, and why I think it's so awesome. Now, this isn't a product that's sort of come in and I've had it for a week or two to check out, or a couple days. No, this is something I had installed myself because I love the idea, I love how it works, love how it feels and sounds, and I've actually had this installed on my main guitar for well over a year now, close to about a year and a half, so I can tell you just what it's like to use it day to day, all through all the teaching and recording. It's absolutely fantastic. So sit around guys, we're gonna go into a full in-depth about this, how it works, why it's awesome, and how it keeps your guitar in tune forever, guys. Let's check it out. So what is the EVERTUNE Bridge? Well, it's a replacement bridge that replaces whatever bridge you've got on your guitar. Now I have a Telecaster or a T-type guitar, so that's replaced the bridge on my Telecaster, and this is a Telecaster model of the EVERTUNE Bridge. If you have a Stratocaster or a Les Paul, or if you have like a Super Strat or a hollow body, sort of semi-hollow 335, they've got different bridges to fit different guitars, so you've got all that covered. But basically it's a bridge that is going to replace your normal bridge, and it's going to keep you in tune forever. And the best thing about how it works is there's no locking involved. It's not like a Floyd Rose. It doesn't have a locking nut. This is just the regular nut that came with the guitar. These are the regular tuners that came with the guitar. There's nothing locking or fixing or holding or screwing down that, involves screwing down the strings or anything like that. No locking, which is amazing. So basically you just fit the strings through the back there, just like a normal sort of string through bridge design, and then they just come up and you tie them off like you would normally, just restringing like a normal guitar. Nice and easy to use. Now how the magic or the wizardry goes down is inside for each different string, there's a different spring mechanism. Now what that means is there's 6 springs in here, and what that's gonna mean is that if you break one string when you're playing or you're on stage or you're live, the other strings, because they're set individually, they're gonna stay in tune perfectly. So you don't have to worry if you're a crazy bender and you do heaps and heaps of bending, or if you have, one string that tends to break more than often, you don't have to worry that if you are playing or recording or, performing live, if one string breaks, the rest are gonna hold tune perfectly. So how it all works is it's nice and quick and easy. So you just restring your guitar just like normal, just like you've done forever on many different guitars, right? And you set up the initial tuning here at the bridge with a supplied little Allen key thing that I will show you, and I will show you how it works, so you could use any Allen key. But once you've set up that tuning, right? So I've set it up for E standard. If you are someone that likes to sort of drop tune from time again, you like a little bit of heavy riffing, right? It's just like it would be normally. And now you're in drop D. It's just that easy. You just detune just like you would normal, and if you want to retune back up, suddenly you're back in E standard. And perfectly in tune. So you're probably thinking, whoa, what is this wizardry? What's going on? How's it all working? So it's really, really quick and easy to understand. Imagine you've got a tuning zone, right? So this is the tuning zone between my two hands. You've got a higher area and a lower area. So just like I did then, imagine the E string, the thick E string, it's in the middle, right? It's not at the top, it's not at the bottom, it's just floating in the middle, right? If you detune or slacken off the string, so it's in the middle, you keep detuning and it goes down and it drops under that zone. Then you could be in drop D, you could be in C, B, whatever it is that you want. And then if you want to retune it back up, then that puts the tension back up, and then you're back in that zone and you are forever in tune. It doesn't change the feel of the strings at all. That's really important to note. Doesn't change the feel, it's gonna feel just like a normal guitar the entire time, but so you can get out of that zone, you can drop down, that's fine, and it's just gonna behave like a normal guitar, but once you go back up to the zone, then it's gonna be the EVERTUNE Bridge and it's gonna be in tune forever. Now, if you want to set up or change the initial guitar tuning that we spoke about before, right? It's all done here with the bridge and it's nice and easy. If you want this guitar in E standard, or if you want it, like it is with mine, or if you want it even lower, you want it in C or any mixture between, you can do that just with the bridge and it's really quick and easy to do so. So when you get the bridge, you get this cool little Allen key, EVERTUNE key, and if you do lose it, again, just a normal Allen key is fine. So you adjust the tuning of the strings here, and that will change that tuning zone, right? Then if you want to change the string height over here and the intonation over here, and because each string has its own spring mechanism, it's really easy to adjust each string individually and get it set up to exactly how you want it to sound and feel. It's great. If you're someone that likes string bending, vibrato, double stop bends, you can set the bridge up so it feels and plays exactly like any other fixed bridge. Bending is absolutely fine. Vibrato and everything, double stop bends, string bending, it's gonna feel and sound exactly like normal. But if you have a really heavy hand, right, and when you're chugging away or you're hitting those chords, have you noticed that sometimes when you really, really hit the thick E string, it blooms and goes out of tune a little bit and then sort of comes back in? Maybe you've never noticed. Grab a tuner, plug it into your guitar, hit the string as hard as you can, and notice that it will go out of tune a little bit and then come back in. So because you can set each string differently, because each string has its own spring and mechanism, you can set that you can vibrato and you can bend all that you like on 5 strings, but on the thick E string, have a listen. Couldn't play much harder than that, and every note was perfectly in tune, because today I've set it up that this string is going to be in tune forever. Doesn't matter how hard I hit it, it's going to stay in tune, but on every other string I'm going to have vibrato and bending just like normal. You can change it then. If you only want 3 strings to bend, you can. If you only want 1 string to bend, you can. Or if you want no strings to bend, that's absolutely fine. You can set it up just with yourself. It's really quick and easy just by tuning these. Now, how it does work is, imagine you've got that tuning zone, right? So again, you've got a string in the middle of that tuning zone. And just like before, when we had a string and we slacked it off, so we got out of the tuning zone so we could go down to drop D or C or B, right? Well, imagine again that tuning zone, if you've got the string in the middle, if you tune it up, so you're going up in pitch, then you'll eventually get all the way to the top of that zone. And then when you bend, imagine you go out of the zone, come back in, and then again, you're forever in tune, bending up, out of the zone, bending to whatever note you want, coming back in, and then again, you're just in tune forever. So that's basically how it works. And because, again, you've got those 6 springs, you can set up each string, you can do whatever it is you want. Now, let's say you're recording in the studio or you're on a gig, and all you're doing is you're doing some nice, clean chording, it's very intricate, you're recording for an album or something like that, and you want each string to sound perfectly in tune. You don't want any vibrato whatsoever, because you just want this intricate, clean part in the background. You just tune it off and, slack it off so that strings are in the middle of the zone, and then you're not gonna hear any vibrato, and it's just gonna be that little bit easier when you are recording. It's just great. That's it, guys, and as you probably guessed, I am still over the moon with this bridge. It's so good. I've had it for well over a year now. It still hasn't let me down. It's everything as they promised it would do, right? It still sounds, feels, and plays just like a great fixed bridge, except it keeps you in tune forever. If you're someone that has a lot of gigs or is in the studio a lot recording, right? It's just fantastic. If you're in a climate where it's constantly changing, you know, from like Melbourne, from cold and wet in the morning to like sunny and way too hot in the afternoon, right? The tuning's gonna stay the same the entire time. The temperature of where you are does not affect the tuning. It's so good. And you know, if you're someone that's gigging under those hot, you know, stage lights the entire time, you don't have to tune up between songs. You just maybe double check the tuning once per gig. It's literally that good. It's awesome. If you're someone that's in the studio and you just want to be able to sit down, click record, and just not have to worry about setting up and tuning every single take or setting the intonation for every different chord. You don't have to do that anymore. Everything is fixed now with this awesome bridge. I've been Pat from Pat David Music. Are you curious? Have you played one of these? Definitely leave a comment below. Again, I've got the Telecaster bridge because I've got a Telecaster shaped guitar, but if you do have a Les Paul or a 335, a Stratocaster or a Super Stratocaster, whatever you've got, they make different bridges to fit them as well. If you are curious or want to learn more, I've left a link in my description to the EVERTUNE website. Check them out, guys, if you're curious, man. I love them to bits. See you guys again. Bye.